put tags on them. So obviously, we don't know, because we're not in the water all the time, are we? So we don't know exactly where sharks go. So when it breaches out of the water like this, I can see it and I can go, oh, there it is. But what happens when it goes down below the water? You don't know where it goes on its back. And we put acoustic tags, which are probably about the size of this. We put acoustic tags with a pole and a little spike. They don't feel it. It's like if you get your ears pierced. You just feel it for a second, but then you don't. So we put this tag on their dorsal fin, and it stays there. And all around South Africa, there's receivers, and this little monitor pings, just gives a little beep every 5 minutes, every 10 minutes. And so it picks up around South Africa. So if this shark goes to the very, very south of Africa, we'll know exactly where it is. Yesterday, and it was 10 meters long. So it's nearly the length of the room. Sometimes I'll be swimming along and the damselfish are so cool when we be there that they'll just swim back in front of my face, and it's so annoying. I'd be like, go away, because I'm trying to see what's on the screen. Fish are all alive, but like coral is actually alive as well.
Yeah.
So I'm swimming along and then I spotted it coming towards me. On the drone above me, so you'll see a drone clip now. That's me. You can see just how big it is compared to me. They're very broad, they're kind of flat and wide, and so I can break. So this is like the life cycle of a net. So the fisherman will throw it over, it will get caught in the reef, it will get caught in a shark or a sea turtle, and it will kill them. And eventually, when the body decomposes, the net becomes free again and it drifts onto the ocean to disturb something else and possibly kill other marine life. So they're very, very destructive. So as I'm saying, I know some very good people who are now going into the water, both divers and snorkelers, to actually take these nets out. So there's a massive global effort because all of the marine life is really suffering because of what we do, because of our lifestyle and our practices. Here, camera goes inside here. I put it into the back of it. And I take off the monitor, and the monitor goes in here, and I have a lens that comes out the front with oxygen, so I can mix gas on the fly depending on what depth I'm at. So it's all gets very technical. But one of the beautiful things is you can see a lot of bubbles that you wouldn't be able to see with other methods of diving, and so that is very beneficial when I'm filming an animal because some don't like bubbles. Bubbles are actually very loud underwater. So when I'm diving on this machine, it's as silent as it is in this room here. Like I can hear the reef going. I can nearly hear a fish if it was swimming past me. And I can hear myself breathe, same as if I am here. Remember I was talking about the lateral line? In here? So even a basket shark, as big as it is, has a lateral line. This is a parasitic fish that bites onto the basket shark. It doesn't hurt it. But at some stage in its life, it'll bite off the basket shark and it's like, that's it, I'm living here forever.